Excellencies, distinguished delegates, it is a great pleasure to join you through this message for the International Conference on Seafarers' Human Rights, Safety and Welfare. This conference highlights the growing recognition that the rights, safety and well-being of the world's nearly 2 million seafarers deserve particular attention. Seafarers connect our world, yet too often their contributions remain unseen and their rights precarious. I commend the Philippines for convening this important meeting and for its consistent leadership in championing seafarers' rights in the Human Rights Council and beyond. I also welcome the broad coalition of states, international organizations, industry, unions and civil society who have joined together in Manila to carry this work forward. The Human Rights Council took an important step last year when it adopted Resolution 5618, its first resolution dedicated to the human rights of seafarers. With this resolution, member states recognized the essential role of seafarers in sustaining global trade, affirmed that safe and decent working and living conditions at sea are a human rights imperative, and called for stronger cooperation among states, industry and unions, the International Labour Organization and the International Maritime Organization. The resolution also urged greater attention to seafarers' rights across the United Nations human rights system, including by special procedures of the Human Rights Council and the different treaty bodies. This landmark resolution placed the rights of seafarers firmly on the international human rights agenda, and it is in this spirit of partnership that you meet today. Yet, many challenges persist. Too often, seafarers face unpaid wages, abusive work conditions, abandonment, lack of access to medical and welfare services, unlawful attacks on vessels, criminalizations, and obstacles in seeking remedy given that violations and abuses are overall underreported. Violence and harassment, including bullying, sexual harassment, and even assault, continue to threaten their dignity and safety. The COVID-19 pandemic exposed the harsh realities of life at sea and revealed the inadequacies of existing protection mechanisms. These are not isolated issues. They are systemic gaps that must be addressed with urgency and in a collective fashion. The theme of this conference, No One Left Adrift, Seafarers at the Cross Currents of Commerce, Conflict and Change, captures both the urgency and the opportunity before us. Economic transitions, including the maritime sector's decarbonization, must be managed in a just and human-centered way. That means ensuring fair recruitment, safe and decent working conditions, and effective access to justice and protection from discrimination and harassment. It also means preparing for crisis, whether conflicts, health emergencies, or environmental disasters, through predictable systems of assistance, disembarkation, medical care, and repatriation. Advancing gender equality and creating harassment-free workplaces is essential if the maritime sector is to attract and retain the skilled workforce it needs for the future. At the same time, states and companies alike should embed human rights perspectives more systematically across the shipping value chain, in line with international human rights instruments and the standards of the ILO and the IMO. Excellencies, distinguished delegates, the Human Rights Council will continue to encourage cooperation, coherence, and concrete delivery. While we need to preserve the human rights system from fragmentation, unique characteristics such as upholding and respecting human rights at sea require appropriate responses. When seafarers are protected, global supply chains are more resilient, economies more stable, and communities more secure. Above all, we uphold the dignity of the people who make the sea their workplace. In the spirit of the universality of human rights, let us commit together that no one is left adrift. I wish you a successful conference. Thank you.